generational, there's GOATs, and it's overused, but not when it comes to those two.
It's some time, and it's not just Simone Biles and David Letterman in the building.
I've got the chills.
Did you hear about Caitlin Clark's game against the Connecticut Sun? She didn't just win, she shattered records and left even Simone Biles speechless. What could a rookie possibly do to stun an Olympic legend? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when rookies were supposed to learn the ropes? Clark didn't get that memo. Instead, she's teaching the veterans a thing or two. What happened when she faced off against the Sun star players? Let's just say the forecast called for showers of broken records. Picture this, the Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun. The arena's buzzing with energy. Fans are on the edge of their seats. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who's been turning heads all season. As the game kicks off, it's clear this isn't just another night on the court. Clark's going head-to-head with WNBA stars Alyssa Thomas and Jai Carrington. The tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife. But Clark, she's cool as ice. Now let's talk numbers. Clark's not just playing the game, she's dominating it. By the final buzzer, she's racked up an impressive stat line. But here's the kicker. Clark becomes the first rookie in Fever franchise history to achieve a triple-double. That's right, folks, a triple-double in her rookie season. But wait, there's more to this story than just numbers on a scoreboard. Clark's performance is a game changer for the Fever. Since she joined the team, their chemistry has skyrocketed. It's like watching a whole new team out there. After the game, Clark's all smiles at the press conference. She's cracking jokes, answering questions with that trademark competitive spirit. It's clear she's not just here to play, she's here to win, and she's having a blast doing it. Now, you might be thinking, sure, one great game is impressive, but what does it really mean? Well, let me tell you, this isn't just a win for Clark, it's a win for the entire Fever franchise. It's a glimpse into the future of women's basketball. And think about it, Clark's not just breaking records, she's setting a new standard. She's showing the world what's possible when talent meets opportunity. And she's doing it all with a smile on her face and a fire in her eyes. But here's where things get really interesting. Clark's impact isn't limited to the court. Remember how we mentioned the Fever's leading the league in attendance? That's not a coincidence. People aren't just coming to watch a game, they're coming to witness history in the making. You've seen Clark dominate on the court, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What if a single signature could change the face of women's sports forever? Clark's latest move isn't just making waves, it's causing a tsunami in the sports world. Caitlin Clark's impact extends far beyond the basketball court. She's not just changing the game, she's changing the entire landscape of women's sports. How? With a groundbreaking deal that's got everyone talking.
Nike announced earlier today that they're signing Hawkeye superstar Caitlin Clark to it. Nike made the announcement along with 4 other young basketball stars, including Bronny James, son of
her first pro game 10 days away, but even before she makes her pro debut, she has a major Nike deal on the line.
Let's talk numbers. Clark just inked an 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike. That's not just big, it's unprecedented. This deal isn't just about money, it's about recognition. It's about a major brand saying, we believe in the future of women's sports, and we're putting our money where our mouth is. But wait, there's more. Clark isn't just getting a paycheck, she's getting her own signature shoe line. Now, you might be thinking, so what? Lots of athletes have signature shoes. But here's the kicker. Clark's limitless basketball collection is the first signature line for a female player since Michael Jordan in the 1980s. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just a win for Clark, it's a win for every young girl who's ever dreamed of seeing her name on a pair of sneakers. It's a statement that women's sports aren't just a side note, they're main event material. The Limitless collection isn't just about looks. Each design celebrates Clark's achievements, from her signature move to her record-breaking performances. It's like wearing a piece of basketball history. And how did fans react? They went wild. The collection, with prices ranging from $24.95 to $99.95, sold out faster than Clark can sink a three-pointer. That's not just good business, it's a cultural shift. You might be wondering, what does this mean for the future of women's sports? Well, according to Wilson's head of global brand, Clark isn't just a player, she's a cultural icon.
Clark had the highest selling jersey on draft night of any athlete in any sport in the company's history. Now, the better she is, the higher that league is going to climb.
Yeah, no doubt. She's got that crossover appeal.
Her influence is transforming how we view women's sport. Think about it. When was the last time you saw people lining up for women's basketball merchandise? Clark's success is turning products into must-haves. She's not just playing the game, she's changing the rules of marketing and branding in women's sports. Clark's not the only one breaking barriers. Another champion just made a move that's sending shockwaves through the sports world. How are these two legends joining forces to create a future where everyone watches women's sports? You might think Caitlin Clark and Simone Biles have nothing in common. One's a basketball phenom, the other's a gymnastics icon. But here's the kicker, they're both changing the game in ways we never saw coming. Picture this, Clark and her teammates, fresh off another jaw-dropping performance, come face to face with Simone Biles and Gabby Thomas.
It's a pleasure. Oh my God, Kelsey. Thank you guys for supporting. So excited. Thank you. Oh my God.
It's like usually the boys will just pass me like, yo.
It's like a meeting of sports royalty. And what does Biles have to say? Everyone watches women's sports, so happy to support. Those words pack a punch, don't they? But this isn't just about a star-studded meetup. It's about two athletes who are rewriting the rules of their sports. Clark's shattering records on the court, while Biles is defying gravity in the gym. They're not just competing, they're inspiring a whole new generation of athletes. Think about it. Clark's triple-double isn't just a stat line. It's a statement. It's saying, hey, women's basketball is must-see TV. And Biles, every time she steps onto the mat, she's pushing the boundaries of what's possible in gymnastics. These women aren't just changing their sports, they're changing how we see women's athletics as a whole. Remember when women's sports were an afterthought? Those days are over. Clark and Biles are front page news, primetime viewing, and social media gold. But here's where it gets really interesting. The support of icons like Biles isn't just a nice gesture, it's rocket fuel for emerging stars like Clark. When Simone Biles shows up to a basketball game, people take notice. It's like a stamp of approval from one GOAT to another. This isn't just about basketball or gymnastics. It's about creating a world where women's sports are given the spotlight they deserve. Clark's record-breaking shoe deal, that's opening doors for future athletes. Biles' advocacy for mental health in sports, that's changing the game for everyone. You might be wondering, what does this mean for the future of women's sports? Well, let me tell you, it's looking brighter than ever. Clark and Biles are proving that women's sports aren't just entertaining, they're essential. They're showing that female athletes can be role models, trendsetters, and game changers all at once. But don't think for a second that this is the end of the story. Clark and Biles are just getting started. They're not just competing in their sports, they're competing for the future of women's athletics. And from where I'm sitting, it looks like they're winning. So next time you hear someone say women's sports aren't worth watching, just point them to Caitlin Clark's latest highlight reel or Simone Biles' gravity-defying routines. These women aren't just athletes, they're revolutionaries, and they're changing the game one triple-double, one perfect 10 at a time.